This question of yours is valuable. Why and what a guru sees before giving the mantra? And why different mantra is given to different person at the time of initiation? When I always say that we are part of the same source. You're saying that we are part of the same source is perfectly all right, and according to that our mantras should be the same. But at conscious level it is true, we have not reached at the level of consciousness when we go to Guru. We still are on the level of unconsciousness. And our thinking at this stage remains that I am superior to someone and I am inferior to someone. Complex is a complex. Superiority alone doesn't exist. It exists along with inferiority. And every one of us has different kind of energy present in us. Somebody has got more bahubal, more physical power, more physical this thing. Somebody has got more mental power, and somebody may have more monetary problem or monetary power. Somebody may be good in buying and selling houses. According to what you have inside of yourself, and you are always trying to reach there, knowingly and unknowingly. There had been incidences where I have given the mantras, and when I explained the meaning, they were surprised. No, Guruji, I do not think of this aspect of energy in me. Maybe that aspect of energy is lacking in you. Yes, but you are always thinking about this. And it is very true in case of sexual energy. It is true also in case of wisdom energy. So depending upon energy present inside us, there are 3 types of basic energies which a human can hold. And then these 3 types has been divided into 10 types and can be even further subdivided. And those basic 3 energies by which our life is governed, by which we live our life, are Ang, Hring, Kling. The energy of wisdom, Gyanvis, we call it. Then we call Mayavis, and we call Kalivis. These are the 3 energies governing our body. And whatever energy you have is the subdivision of these 3 energies. Is there anyone who knows a 4th energy? Try. Come back to me whenever you want if you know about 4th energy. That doesn't exist. There are only 3. And then what happens? That energy of power can be subdivided into energy of gun, energy of sword, energy of punching, energy of killing, energy of protecting. You stand in front of somebody, okay, stop here, I am protecting this guy. So these are different types of sub-energies present in us, which are form of Kali energy, which are form of power energy. Now let us come to Ring, Shring, Maya energy. Somebody are good in making houses, somebody want to have cash, other people want to have gold, somebody want to have silver, somebody want to buy land, somebody want to own 50 wells. These are the different types of monetary energy. Okay. And now come to wisdom. There are few people who want to have the wisdom of source. There are some people who want to have wisdom of love. There are some other people who want to have wisdom of yoga. There are few people who want to have the wisdom of raising your vibrations. And that is why your Guru has written these books. But all these books are what? Nothing but wisdom. So these all things, wisdom of yoga, wisdom of finding source, wisdom of spirituality, wisdom of love, wisdom of relationships, all falls into one category. They are all sub-categories. There is only one category, and that is wisdom. And these three powers we call the feminine. We call them feminine energy, and they are present in us. And then many things which you think they are not energy. When the monetary power was being discussed, what comes in our mind? The currency. What is money? Currency. But for spirituality, for the people who are in the wisdom, it is not true. When Lakshmi has been described, the goddess of wealth, in scriptures it has been described, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chudha Rupen Sanstita. What is Chudha? Hunger. Hunger is Lakshmi. Hunger is sub-energy of the energy of monetary goddess. Now, how is that? How can hunger be money? Then you have to understand. Then it also says, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Trishna Rupen Sanstita. Namastasai, 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 Namo Namah. Trishna is thirst. Now, you have plenty of gold lying around you, and your body has become sick. You don't feel hunger. Is there any use of seeing this gold? You have got plenty of, in India we call it Chappan Bhog, 56 types of dishes all around you. And everyone is saying, okay, please eat. And you don't have hunger. Then, is there any use of having all this? So the Lakshmi energy is the energy which takes care of you. Lakshmi and Narayan are responsible for observances. Palak. They are Palak, creator, observer and destroyer. Brahma creates, Narayana and Lakshmi takes care of you for the whole life, and then the destruction is being done by Shiva for a new creation. So we have to enhance our horizon to understand these energies. And whatever energy is present in you, whatever energy is present in you maximum, which you think about all the times, that seed mantra is given to you. And from there, your real spiritual journey starts. Because you are working, you see, where is the spiritual journey? It is not traveling from Earth to Mars. It is not traveling from Tokyo to New York. Not from Berlin to New Delhi. It's not journey, we call it journey, but this journey is within yourself. So whatever energy is present inside you, your Guru recognizes that energy and gives you the mantra according to that energy. And that is what is called knowing your energy. When Guru describes the meaning of mantra, you always understand what kind of energy you have in your body, in yourself, in your consciousness, and from where you can start your journey within. I wish that all of you be able to identify your energy and start your journey within and be able to reach to the height of spirituality. Thank you.